Alright everybody, today we're going to be replacing the manual transmission fluid on a 2006 Ford Ranger. This should be a really quick one because everything you need is right here on the driver's side of the transmission. Fill plug is up top there, about halfway up right next to that barcode, and right down at the bottom where it says drain is the drain plug. So let me reposition this camera and we can get started with actually doing this. Alright, first things first, whenever you are pulling fluid out of one of these, make sure you take off the fill plug. Also have your catch pan ready. Basically, if you can't pull that fill plug off, you might as well not even do this because you won't be able to get fluid back in. So here, we're going to start first by removing drain plug. I got it loose a little bit. This is a 24mm socket that I'm using. Trap everything everywhere. So we'll remove this first. And there'll be a little bit that comes out. It's not a big deal. If you're on, I am on level ground, sometimes that may mean it's a little overfilled. So we'll let that drain for a second. And we will also break loose the drain plug. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and remove the drain plug. Sometimes I like pulling the drain pan close up because sometimes it likes to shoot out. The fluid likes to shoot out a little farther than the pan, so try to catch a majority of it. And here we go. Exactly like that. I'll let that drain for a little bit. And some dark stuff. And as you can see on the drain plug, some of them do have a magnet. You can see all that stuff that's on it. That's all metal shavings from the transmission gears grinding together. Before you put this back in, you want to clean all that off so it doesn't get stuck in the new transmission fluid you're putting it in. So we're going to let this drain for a little bit. I usually let it drain for about 20 minutes or so. You can go a little longer if you really want to. That's just to make sure that the steady stream is, it's pretty much like 1 or 2 drips. It's not a steady stream like this. So give it 20 minutes. Sometimes you can give it up to an hour if you really want to. It's your preference, really. So we'll be back in just a minute to fill her up. So now we've let it drain for a little bit. We're going to go ahead and put the drain plug back in. It is freshly clean, no metal shavings on it. So go ahead and get this stuck back in here. Thread it correctly so it doesn't cross thread. There we go. Okay. Now, don't have to tighten this too tight. Just pretty much preference really is you don't want to over tighten it. I just give it a little bit of a quick smack at the end and it should be good. Now we're using a transfer pump to get this in here because it isn't a confined space. Got myself one of those cheap little Harbor Freight ones. Got it stuck into a container here with about 4 quarts of, I believe it was Mercon V is what is the recommendation for this vehicle. In a manual, it's also the same, pretty much the same for the automatics. A lot of car manufacturers did that. I'm gonna go ahead and stick this tube down into it. Don't have to go too far in. Now, I am giving this a shot. I know it is a cheap little pump, so hopefully it works. As far as I know. we go. Okay, I believe we are almost at the top here. I'm now pumping it really slow. I'm just watching this. It is leaking. It was a cheap pump, but it's doing its job. So we'll keep going until we start seeing it full come out of the fill plug, or the fill hole there. And I'm taking it slow. It's got to be almost there, because we've already gone through almost 3 quarts here. This only takes 2.8 of my amount. Oh, here we go. Looks like it's almost done. Yeah, when you start seeing it leak out like that, then you're pretty much good. You can put 1 or 2 more pumps into it just to be safe. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Looks like I overfilled it just a little bit. But it's not a big deal. That means you know you've got enough in there. So we'll let that drain so we don't have too much. Alright, I think we're good. So we'll go ahead and put the drain plug back, or the fill plug back in, sorry. Tighten her up. Again, not too tight. That should be good enough there. Yeah, encore positioning here. And tighten there. And you have successfully changed the fluid in your transmission. For $8, I wasn't a bad pump. It did leak on me there, but you know, for $8, I didn't expect much. It did what it needed to do. Filled up that transmission for me. I just had to pretty much baby it there. So yeah.